Good morning, everyone. I hope you're doing great. My name is George, and this is the daily Sitrep where I'll walk you through the price action that we had over the weekend. We will find some levels together. We'll find a trading plan, and obviously, I'll share that trading plan with you. And as usual, at the end of the stream, I'll answer your questions in the chat. So if you do have questions, please post them in the YouTube chat. Today, I'm going to check, as always, Bitcoin. We're going to check together ES and DXY. Okay, so without further ado, let's start with this technical analysis for today. High time frame, as always, and the only level that I do have on the chart right now is actually this high time frame SNR flip level, the low of this top range, which currently is acting as resistance, and once again, resistance for this lower range. Okay, so this is what we do have right now on the chart. We do have a clear resistance. Resistance is resistance until proven otherwise, right? Other than that, let's check how we're doing with our ranges, right? So the first range, the one that we do have here, when this level was lost and then flipped to resistance. So if we take into consideration this range, we can see that after the second swing failure pattern here, currently the price got acceptance back into the value area of this range. I'm going to try to give you today the bullish and the bearish scenarios, and we're going to try to find bullish and bearish arguments for this situation, and hopefully together we will get to the best trading plan, to the best we get the best trading decision. So like I said, after the swing failure pattern price, we've seen this consolidation area somewhere around the value area high of this range, and currently the price got acceptance back into the value area. So definitely this is not strength. For the moment, this is weakness. Another thing that we need to take into consideration here, so for that, and to keep the chart as clear as possible, we need to check the market structure, right? Because we do have a change in market structure on a daily time frame, which is something to take into consideration. So we do have higher high, higher low, higher high. So obviously up to this point, bullish market structure, no problem there. But then lower low, right? So we've seen lower low, lower high, lower low. So at this point in time, when the price made the second lower low, we've got the confirmation about the change in market structure on a high time frame, daily time frame. So if we put together the high time frame range, then those are two bearish arguments on this chart. So swing failure pattern, then the price got acceptance back into the value area of the high time frame range, and we do have the change, the bearish change in market structure on the daily time frame. Okay, so those are a couple of things to take into consideration here. Now we've seen this drop. This was on Friday, the drop and everything. Okay, we will get into details when we get to lower time frame to understand what happened there and what was the best way to trade this. Now it is in hindsight, but next time you see something like this, you can learn from this experience, and hopefully the next time, if you didn't catch that short, hopefully the next time you'll be able to make a better trading decision. This is how we learn. We look at the price action, we check what happened, and we learn from that experience. Next time we see the same story, the same situation, you know what to do next. Okay, first of all, let's see. Sounds okay on my side. Good morning. Maybe someone could actually write if you can hear me in the chat. Everything looks good, but a confirmation would be nice. Okay, so those are the two bearish arguments for this technical analysis, right? So bearish market structure, and the price got acceptance back into the value area of this range. Also, if we pull some fibs like this, and please allow me to, we are also around the golden pocket here. So for the moment, as you can see, the golden pocket wick, that's not a problem, but other than that, the golden pocket is actually holding as support, right? So we move from bearish to bullish scenarios, arguments for this chart. So for the moment, the golden pocket is actually holding as support, and we've seen this consolidation area. We will go more in depth on a low time frame, but I would say after a drop like this, and this drop was quite a bit of a drop, right? Also, the volume was pretty high there. Something like this, a consolidation is normal, because you know you need to some time to see what's going on and to find the best trading setup that we do have currently available on the chart. So that is one other thing to take into consideration. Also, I would like to pull a fib from, obviously, from low to high, and for that I would like to enable this. So we do have the 382 level here, just below, somewhere around this low. So currently, yes, we do have the bearish part, which is after the swing failure pattern, the price got acceptance back into the value area of this range, changing market structure on daily time frame. But in the same time, locally, we do have the golden pocket holding as support, and also on the macro time frame, from the lower low to the higher high, 382 was not touched, right? So as long as 382 is holding, that would be something to take into consideration, like high time frame. So definitely this is also something to take into consideration. Okay, so this is high time frame. Now let's move to lower time frame, right? And let's enable our mid range, and let's see how we're doing with that. This mid range was pulled from somewhere in this area when the price actually managed to claim the 20k psychological area. So if we focus on this section of the chart, obviously we can see that the value area low of this range is currently holding as support. It is interesting because if we do something like this, and if we move this to where it was Friday, right, after this drop, right, so somewhere in this area, actually the value area low of this range together with VWAP acted as perfect resistance. Resistance, swing failure pattern, another drop, and then VWAP was holding the price down, right? Now, obviously, we need to update this to the current price action, and because we do have this consolidation area and some volume was deployed at this level, the value area low moved just a bit lower, and as you can see, currently it is acting as support, right? So we do have support, and just above this one we do have the point of control, right? And value area high somewhere around 24,630, give or take. Okay, so what do we have here? We have a consolidation, right? So this drop, and this drop was, I mean, we talk about more than almost 7% drop. You don't see this every day, and also in terms of volume, there was quite a bit of volume. Let me see if I can find that here. So we do have quite a bit of volume, 161 million, 81 million, 14 million, 17 million. So that's quite a bit of volume, I would say. So definitely this is something to take into consideration, because this could be considered as a strong rejection, right? So mid time frame, we are here. The value area low is acting as support. So definitely I would pay attention to whatever is going on here locally, right? The price was trying during the weekend, trying to break out, then rejecting, getting back to the support. I would like to see Okay, so the golden bucket of this entire section of the chart is just a bit lower. Definitely we need to take this into consideration, but let's continue with our TA. So mid-time frame, we're here. We do understand why this is our support, obviously with the rest of the confluences that we do have in this area, but let's just focus on this TA based only on ranges and based only on volume, right? So this is what we have right now. Value area low of this mid time frame range acting as support. Okay. Moving to the top range here. And we could see this, and I mean, I was talking about this range last week, and if we pull this to actually to this section of the chart, right, value area low was acting as resistance. Once again, moving to this area, guess what, value area low once again acting as resistance, and moving to this, let's say to here, once again value area low acting as resistance. So as you can see, the value area low of this range was the resistance. For this, in this kind of situation, definitely you can use this information. You want to use it in real time. I mean, here obviously the price was actually trying to get acceptance above this level, rejection, and if we move this to this, right, we slowly start to see what's going on here, right? So the price was trying to claim, get acceptance here. We start to see lower high, lower high, lower high. This section of the chart, this happened on Friday, just before this drop. I was posting this in the in our premium channel about what's going on here. When you see this kind of situation, let's update this to the until the drop, and this is where I stop this range. The top range stops actually here. When you see this kind of situation, so definitely we do have a downtrend here, right? So the price is making after this lower high, lower low, you know, lower high, lower low, lower high. So one would expect lower. Now we do understand this section of the chart, bearish market structure, so that is always something to take into consideration. But and I was posting about this section of the chart. Definitely those are scalps to be taken there, but in my opinion, it is never a very, very good idea to actually to short the lows, right? So you always, when you want to look for a short, you always want to look for a bounce, you know, and always when you look for a long, you want to wait for the drop. You want to long as low as possible and short as high as possible. That would give you the best trading opportunity. Also, when you see something like this, right, one would expect, I mean, the price is moving lower, lower, lower. One would expect sooner or later this to make a move to the upside, just enough to, you know, take some liquidity, or maybe some people will become bullish, right, trying to long this this breakout or something like that, and only after that we see the real drop. And not only here we had this the value area low of this, the top range, but we also had a daily level there. I'm pretty sure I deleted that one. Okay, I deleted that one because I usually like to keep only the untapped daily level, but here also we had a daily level. So that's also something that we need to take into consideration. When we have more levels at the same in the same area, that creates confluences, and confluences, they are very, very good for trading, right? So we will keep this range like this, right? Because this area, right, we do have some liquidity in this area. We do have this high, we do have this high, so we have a couple of heights. I would imagine if you shorted, let's say you shorted this move here, I would imagine you have your stop loss somewhere in this area, right? Maybe you moved your stop loss at entry, but I would say it is safe to say, so to assume that, you know, we will have our stop losses in this area. Also, if you shorted this one, this one, this one, your stop loss should be still in this area. So this is an area with some liquidity in terms of stop losses, right? So this is something that we need to take into consideration. Also, value area low here, acting as resistance, creating an SNR flip level. That's also another thing that we need to take into consideration. Okay, so this is what we have, like the top range breaking to the downside. Obviously that is weakness, you know, value area low acting as resistance. Mid time frame, okay, the drop, remember here the point of control acting as support, 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 now lost, and we move to the next important level on the chart if the mid range is our one of our trading ideas, maybe not the main, but still a valid trading idea. And now we're just consolidating around this, the value area low. Okay, so this is kind of what we do have on the chart if we take into consideration the ranges and the volume. Now, we need to add a couple of things to the table, and that would be the horizontal levels. Let's check this level. Let's go first on a daily time frame like this. So we still have this untapped daily level, untapped daily level 23,640, and we still have this one locally. It was tapped, but I need a level here locally. I need something to work with today. So this daily level is 22,346, right? So this is something to take into consideration. So that would be daily, daily, untapped, untapped, no, then this tap daily. Other than that, we do have this one, so somewhere around 20,673, and other than that, the next, the next daily levels are just below, somewhere around 17k area. But I'm more interested in what's going on in this area. So those are the horizontal levels that we do have right now on the chart. So untapped, untapped, untapped. Moving to weekly, we need to see what's going on in this area. So definitely we do have this weekly, right? 24,283 untapped weekly level, and we still have this one. I mean, here you can see the very, very small front run here of this weekly, but it is still an untapped weekly level, 21,779. Obviously the next level on the weekly is somewhere here, 16,601. But again, I would be more focused on what's going on within this area. So those are the horizontal levels that we do have right now on the chart. And if you remember, and if you watched the public stream that I've done last week, we were talking about a couple of areas, right? The price was somewhere here, and I said, look, this is liquidity. We do have liquidity here, right? So let's check what's going on here. But other than that, the next important level is actually this weekly. We still have liquidity in this area, stop losses, because I would imagine, I mean, if you long this one or this one, you know, where were your stop loss be? Where would you place your stop loss? I would imagine somewhere in this area, maybe this is your stop loss. Hopefully, if you catch this one, that was a very good trade. You book some profits, because when the price is approaching resistance, yeah, the first thing that you need to do is book profits, and then depending on the reaction, you know, you can trade this kind of moves. But we do have liquidity here. Also, so this is an important area for me. I would think about this as an area. And the next important area would be this one, starting with this daily 20,673 untapped daily level liquidity. Once again, I would imagine below these lows, we do have some stop losses. Also, we're very close to the 20k psychological area, and also we do have a CME gap here. So, you know, those gaps usually they give a pretty good reaction. In terms of reaction, the gap is filled, and then the price could potentially move to the opposite direction, right? So those are the levels that we do have, let's say locally. I mean, we do have, let's say from this low to here, we still have 7-8% to the downside. Below this, so we do have this weekly plus liquidity, daily plus liquidity, right? Below this, we do have the high time frame. Okay, I think I still have it here. Let me see if I can put it on the chart. Okay, something like this. Okay, so below this level, we do have this. We do have the point of control and the value are low, somewhere between 19K and 18K area. Those are the next important level on the chart. And not only this, but we also, you can see here that within this range, please allow me to hide this for the moment. Within this bigger range, we had this section of the chart, which was a range, and then those lows lost, flipped to resistance, resistance, and then we had the second lower range. So in this area, I would say also we do have an SNR flip level. So now if we bring back the fixed range like this, you can see it's not only the point of control and the value level, but it's also an SNR flip level. So I would think I would give it this to 18K area. This should be an area that actually needs to hold as support for more downside. Let's say this becomes a bit more bearish and the price will move to the downside and no reaction here, no reaction here, then we need to move to this area. Also, if we hide this, and if the high time frame range is our main trading idea, when the price after the swing failure pattern, the rejection from the top of this range, and when the price got acceptance back into the value area of this range, the next important level is actually point of control and the value area low. On top of that, if we add some fibs, right, let me see, this is the low. Yes, this should be the low. Something like this, give or take. Also here we do have the high time frame golden pocket, right? So definitely this is this area between 19 and 18. Again, I would think about this as an area because you never know. We do have liquidity here. When this kind of levels are hit, you know, when the stop losses are being triggered, remember a stop loss for a short is a long market order, and vice versa, a stop loss for a long is a short market order. So when these stop losses are triggered, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, very well, you could have like a 0.5% week or a 3, 4, 5% week. You never know what's going to happen. But other than that, those are the important levels that we do have on the chart. So we have this consolidation area forming here. Then we do have this one, and other than that, there's not much left to this section of the chart. So those are high time frame. Those are the levels that one, if you are a swing trader, you need to take them into consideration. Below this level, that would become a bit more bearish, right? We still have levels to the downside, but if this level will be lost, if the, let's say the price get acceptance back into this lower range, so below 18K area, that would actually open the possibility once again for a new lower low on the chart. But again, we're not quite there yet. So we are here. So we need to find, so those are kind of how I'm looking at the chart. But now we need to find a trading setup, you know, hopefully for today. But today, because it is Monday and it is the beginning of the week, I would like to think about this from a swinger point of view. So let's see what is the best trading setup that we could find on the chart right now. Okay. And for that, we need to enable once again the horizontal levels like this, right? So obviously, first of all, this is not financial advice. This is for educational purpose only. Now, this is our situation. I mean, I've covered the high time frame, mid time frame, and now we're going to low time frame. So first thing first, we do have a range here, and the main trading idea should be this range. For scalps, for day trades, this should be the main trading idea, right? For a swing trade, or let's say for something more than a scalp, something like a day trade, or with the possibility to turn into a swing trade, I'm looking at this situation like this. So to short here, because we do have weakness, we do have change in market structure, the price got acceptance back into the value area. So obviously one will look for a short. The problem here is that, first of all, after a almost 7% drop here, it is hard for me to think about a short, right? So for me, shorting here for a swing trade, I would say is not the best trading idea. First of all, because we just had this drop, so it's not a good idea. Second, what would be my stop loss for this setup, right? Because the stop loss for a swing trade should always be, you know, somewhere in this area above this high. So let's say I want to short this. Let's say I'm shorting, or let's say I short it here. I don't know, somewhere in this area, right? Technically, my stop loss should be somewhere in this area, right? Okay. And then what would be my target? Because my target, this could be a target, but let's say the price action becomes really bearish and we're going here, or let's say we're going here, right? Look at the RNR. The risk to reward ratio for this trade is not the best one. Why? Because I have a very, very, very wide stop loss. So that's why for me, a swing short here doesn't make a lot of sense. We can short, right? But that would be based, let's say you are around during the weekend and you see this kind of move here. So let's say you got this short, right? And when the price moved here, you book some profits. Now you have your stop loss at entry. And let's say this price action becomes really, really bearish and the price starts to push to the downside. This scalp or day trade could very well become a swing trade, right? But that's about, or could be here, or I don't know, somewhere in this area. Or let's say even right now you decide to short this, and then, you know, the price pushes to the downside, you book some profits, you move your stop loss at entry, and a scalp could turn into a day trade and a swing trade. But other than that, I don't think we do have a very, very good short setup here, right? Just because we do not have a very, very good invalidation. Now, if we're thinking to give this one as invalidation, this high, okay, that could be a trading idea, right? But I would say this could be, I mean, the price could easily push here. What do we have? So let's say from the current price action to there, we do have 1.3%. So we need to think about, for a swing trade, if this is the best, you know, the best stop loss possible. And I would incline to say no, this is not a very good. This is good, let's say for a scalp, right? I mean, this is the top of the range, and we also have, depending how you want to look at this, I will look at this, or let's say this lows here. But this would be for scalping and nothing more. Then one would think, okay, so this is not the best one, so let's give it to this daily, untapped daily, this liquidity area. Okay, fair enough. That could be a stop loss, but still is kind of wide, right? So let's say you trade it here, like best case scenario, that would still be a 5 to 6% stop loss, which, yes, fair enough, you can calculate the position size, so that would not be a problem, but still it's a bit wide in my opinion. And you'll be targeting what? You'll be targeting basically these lows between, so it would look something like this, right? So let's say you shorted this one and you give it stop loss to here, and you'll be targeting technically these lows and then this area. And I mean, you still have to target for a, let's say for a decent, it's not the best one for a swing trade, but you're still gonna have to target this area, right? For a, let's say for a decent, not the best, but for a decent risk to reward ratio for this trade, right? So now I hope it makes sense what I'm trying to explain here. So usually it's not a good idea to short for a swing trade after a drop like this. If you got this trade, if you book some profit, then yes, maybe the price will move lower, and you know, then a scalp, a day trade could turn into a swing trade. But other than that, I don't think that we actually have a very, very good short setup here, especially for a swing trade. I don't think it's a good idea to actually to short here. The way I trade, I would never short here for a swing trade. For a day trade, for a scalp, 100%, you know, and we will get to that. Actually, let's talk about what would be. Now, we do have VWAP here, right? And we do have this high. So let's say the price will do, I don't know, something like this. The price will come here, take the high, swing failure pattern, then this could be a trade. This would be my stop loss, right? If the price does this, you know, you book some profits here, have your stop loss moved at entry, price go lower, then happy days, you make more money. So that would be an area that I would like to trade. I want to enable the mid range. Okay, we do have this here. We do have the point of control here. So actually could push now to the point of control. Also, we do have these lows here, right? So but this was support, support, support. So maybe this area would be flipped to resistance, right? So maybe we'll see, like I said, swing failure pattern here, or maybe just a bit higher. So that could be a short trading idea. This would be based on reaction. You need to check the order flow. You need to check what's going on there. You want to see rejection, if liquidations. You want to see maybe some trapped longs here. That would be a trade based on reaction, and that would be for a scalp. Scalp with, depending on what's going on, this could be, you know, turn into a day trade, possible swing trade. So, but I would give it no more than the week. Let's say this week, that would be my stop loss, because if this level will be claimed, then my best guess, the price could push. So at that point in time, fair enough, you take a trade. Let's say your trade doesn't reach take profit 1 and you get stopped out for a loss. But you know, each trade has a risk involved. You acknowledge, you accept that risk, and you go for the trade. If you lose a trade, it's not the end of the world. It's just part of the business. Everyone loses trades, so that would not be a problem in my opinion, right? So that would be kind of the first area that I would like to trade. But again, that would be for a scalp. So between this high and obviously point of control, check what's going on here. Check what's going on here, because this was support, 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 could be flipped to resistance. Okay. But let's say we do not, again, this is kind of the bullish scenario, which turns to be into the bullish scenario. So one would expect for a push, and depending on the reaction, one would like to see the push to actually to be able to short it for continuation to the downside, right? But let's say the push doesn't quite end here. Well, in that situation, right, let's hide the mid range. In that situation, I would think about, I mean, the next important level, obviously we do have the value area high of the high time frame range, but this, I would think about this more as an area. I wouldn't think about this as an to the absolute dollar. But the next important level to the upside would be actually this daily, right? Daily plus liquidity here. So we do have these heights, this one. So we do have liquidity in this area. Whoops, sorry. So if the price would do something like this, right? Maybe take this high, price get acceptance here, you know, that could be a possible trade. And definitely I would look to trade this back to, you know, this area, back to the lows, back to this weekly. So that could be another trading opportunity, right? Again, depending on the reaction, everything that I'm showing here are based on reaction. I would never preset, because you never know what's going to happen. We need to check if the price does this. We need to check the volume. We need to check the open interest. We need to check delta to actually get more information. This could be a strong move, and a move like this could actually push to make a new higher high. So that's why you need to see some sort of rejection. You need to see something like that. Need to give you confidence to actually to take that trade. But like I said, this would be the next area that I'll be looking for a possible trade. So this daily, this untapped daily plus liquidity here. Oops, sorry, we need to pull some fibs also, and something like this. Okay, so the golden pocket comes actually here. Let's see the 382. 382 actually comes somewhere in this area. Golden pocket here. Okay, fair enough. So no reaction. Like I said, the first reaction that I would expect would be actually take this high, this one acting as resistance, the point of control here, and then down we go. Great. Then will be the daily, and also this weekly. This is an untapped weekly level, 24,283. Golden pocket here. So this area would be a good area. Again, take this height, for a swing failure pattern, and this area, this would be a very, very good area for a possible short. And if the price goes somewhere here, right, then I could actually think about, if I start to see rejection and I don't want to be stopped out, then I could actually think about give it stop loss to this height here, right? So that would be something like this. Let's say the price goes somewhere in this area. That would be my my stop loss, and this would be my, let's say, take profit one, right? Somewhere around this daily or below. So technically somewhere in this area. Once again, it really depends, but let's say this weekly. Well, this would actually give me a pretty, say, a decent RNR, the way I like to trade. And if we actually get the swing failure pattern here, right, and let's say the price will move, I don't know, from, let's say I trade somewhere in this area, then, and we see something like this, let's say the price will do this, take this one, swing failure pattern, then obviously I would like to keep my risk as low as possible, and possibly I would do something like this. And in this situation, obviously the risk to reward ratio will look like so much better. Again, this is based on reaction, and we need to see what's going on there. We need to see what is the reaction. I would not preset for this area, not for this one, not for the daily, not for the weekly. I want to see what is going on there to make an informed decision based on the information that I get from the order flow. But what you could do, set an alert here, set an alert around this daily, around this high, set an alert around the weekly, and when that alert will be triggered, go check what's going on and decide if there's a trade for you or not. Okay, so those are the area that I will be willing to short. Now, if this weekly will be claimed, then yes, we do have this daily. Untapped daily level, and then we do have also, if we enable the mid-range, we do have value area high. Okay, but at this point in time, I'll be checking the reaction here. But at this point in time, I would think, the possibilities for the price to move to the high are increasing, right? So I would short here, but you need to take into consideration that the price could actually push higher, especially if this weekly would be claimed and flipped to support. If that happens, then yeah, I would say that the price has at least another chance to take the high, where, once again, swing failure pattern, yes, no. If we see a swing failure pattern, we trade a swing failure pattern. If the price moves higher, then moves higher, especially if this level will be flipped to support. That opens the possibility for more upside. All right. So those would be the areas that I would be looking for a possible short. Starting with this, that would be for a scalp, right? Then daily, golden pocket, some heights here, something like that. Weekly, that would be a nice short. Again, based on reaction. If the price will be able to claim this weekly, then one would say, yes, we still have this daily, but at this point in time, If this weekly will be claimed, flip to support, then the price would have another shot to take the high. Again, swing failure pattern, yes, no, depending on the reaction. Yeah, you can trade it, or if this SNR flip level will be claimed, then yes, that is really, really bullish, and it opens the possibility for higher. And I think I covered this last week, what I'm looking for a possible reaction there. What would be the next targets to the upside? So those are the areas that I would actually look for a short. But as a trader, we all know we need a bullish and a bearish scenario, right? So we are here. So technically we are at support, right? So I'm looking to short, but in the same time, I'm interested in a long. Same story. What would be my stop loss for this trade, right? Because the stop loss would be, should be, I mean, for a scalp, again, for a scalp. And first of all, for a long, I would like to see a drop, and then I can check the reaction and make a trading decision there. Now, let's say the price goes here, and that's why I was pulling this, the local golden pocket. So let's say the price move from here, move to this area, take these lows, you know, and then we start to see the price pushing to the upside. That could be a valid scalp, right? So at that point in time, now this is, we do have some liquidity here, because I would imagine, you know, if you long this one or this one or this one, you book some profits, but now your stop loss should be in this area. So we do have some liquidity, fair enough. That could be, there could be some liquidity there. And if we see this liquidity taken, let's say swing failure pattern of this low somewhere in this area, so that would be 20 to 100, give or take. And if you start to see the price pushing, claiming this daily, claiming VWAP, then one would think about highest possible. So that would be a scalp. That would be very, very simple, something like this. Let's say the price will do this, and then the price will start to push somewhere in this area. This should be your trade, this should be your stop loss. And if the price starts to push, you can slowly start to book profits, move your stop loss at entry to protect your position, right? But let's say we will not see any kind of reaction here. Then obviously the next important level on the chart is actually the low. This low with a very, very small front run of this weekly. So if we see a swing failure pattern of this low together with this weekly being tapped, so that will look something, I don't know, something like this. Let's say we see this swing failure pattern, right? Weekly claimed, back test, that will be my trade. I will look to trade this back to the daily and possibly higher, right? So that would be a very, very good trade. Swing failure pattern of this low, touch this weekly, claim the weekly, that'll be your trade. Stop loss here, just above the, just below the lower low. That would be a very, very nice trade, and that would be a very, very good trade, right? So keep this in mind. So I am willing to long in this area, right? But that would be for a scalp. Scalp with, depending on what's going on after that, with the possibility of turning into something more, maybe a day trade, maybe a swing trade, who knows? So I'm interested in trading this area. I'm interested in trading this scenario. So swing failure pattern, this low, touch of this weekly, claim the weekly, really important. We need to see the to see the price claiming the weekly, flipping this weekly to support, and then you can actually trade. And remember, I said this because in this scenario, this liquidity is still not taken, right? So that would be one scenario. The other scenario that we could have on the chart, again, depending on how much liquidity, how many stop losses we do have here, then the price, oops, sorry, then the price could actually do something like this. So instead of stopping here, the price could move just a bit deeper, right? Take these lows. So we do have lows here. Okay, sorry for the line. Let me put a proper line there. Okay, something like this. We can call this a swing failure pattern. Okay, that's so much better. So this low, price does something like this, a swing failure pattern of this low. I'll trade here, no problem. I have my stop loss here, but in this scenario, I would like to see this weekly claimed. If the price managed to take these lows, and if this weekly would be claimed, then that would be a very, very nice trading opportunity. And I'll be looking to to trade this at least to this daily, at this to this area between the daily and this weekly. That would be a very good trading opportunity in my opinion. But swing failure pattern and make sure this weekly would be claimed, because it could be another scenario that we do have a swing failure pattern here. Instead of this, you start to see this level flipped to resistance and then another push to the downside. So very, very important in this scenario. If the price will actually be able to take these lows, you want to see the price getting acceptance above this weekly. And we do have some some levels in between, but one of the targets would be this area between the daily, the weekly, and obviously at that point in time this golden pocket would move just, let's say, just a bit lower. So this area between the daily and the weekly, that would be a very, very good take profit. And depending on what's going on there, depending on the reaction, the price could move higher or and this would be the best case scenario. So to be able to trade a long here or here, price moves here, you book profits, and after that, if the price will reject here, this is the area where you can actually take a short from lower. So best case scenario would be actually this one, the price moving to take this low, tap this weekly, claim the weekly, and up we go to this area, rejection, down we go. Or being able to take these lows, swing failure pattern, make sure this weekly will be claimed, then same story, price goes here, and then depending on the reaction, we could trade this into a short. That would be kind of the best case scenarios in my opinion, because like I said, right now we do have a range, but we are kind of, we are in the middle, right? So I don't see a very, very, very good swing trade here. So I would like higher for a short, and I explained the levels to the to the upside, or lower for a long. All right, so that would be my trading plan. Obviously no reaction here, then we move to this daily, this liquidity, where same story applies. Let's move to 4 hours so you can see this better. I mean, same story applies. Let's say the price from here, we get this, no reaction here, price moves somewhere in this area, right? You will see this daily claimed, same story, that is strength, and then the price could push higher. But I would, for the moment, I would think about the scenarios that I shared on the on this chart. So definitely, if the price push lower, I would be interested in trading a swing failure pattern of this low together with a touch of this weekly. Same story. Check if this weekly is holding, or here, swing failure pattern, but then I would like to see the weekly claimed. I trade here. I check what's going on at this weekly level. And then if this weekly level we claim, then obviously the price needs to get acceptance back into the value area of this range. But at that point in time, this would be a very, very good take profit. Where the reaction, then we trade this lower. How much lower? Depending, right? So if the reaction would be actually here at the weekly, and we move, does this, take profit here, move your stop loss at entry, reaction, then we can trade. Then I would target this area, right? So that would be the next target. If, please allow me to clean this just a bit. If the reaction would be actually here, somewhere in this area, so the price would do something like this, swing failure pattern, claim this weekly, price goes, I don't know, somewhere in this area, take profit here, rejection. Then in this situation, I would actually target this daily. Possible small swing failure pattern of this daily, because why not? I mean, we've seen the swing failure pattern of this weekly here, so who's telling me that we're not going to get a small swing failure pattern of this daily? But this should be kind of the target. This is how I'm looking for. And obviously depending on what's going on here, we can see another push to the upside and to the downside, or but those are the areas that I'm actually looking for, and that would be the best case scenario. That would give you a trade, right? Especially a long. That would give you a trade with high possibility for more upside and very, very close invalidation. So in terms of risk to reward ratio, that would be a very good trade. So you can set an alert here, set an alert here in this area, check what's going on. Remember, swing failure pattern, and you want to see the weekly claim. That would open the possibility for more upside. If the price pushes from here, then you can start to set alerts for this high, right? This entire area, daily, weekly, golden pocket. Obviously, we need to update this to the current low. Check what's going on here. Then one could see this. One could see, depending on the reaction, one could see a short here. I would target, once again, the weekly from a swinger point of view, right? I would target this weekly, these lows, and possibly lower. No reaction here. More upside is possible. Same story. If we move to this area, swing failure pattern, you trade it, SNR flip level. Now it opens the possibility for more upside. That would be, yeah, took a bit longer than I was expecting. That would be my trading plan for today and possibly for this week. I'm interested to see what's the NY open will be today, how the stock will open. Maybe we'll get some volatility, because currently we are just consolidating within this range. So yeah, maybe there are a couple of scalps to be taken, but other than that, there's not much in terms of a swing trader. To get involved here, I would like lower or higher. I don't see a very, very good trade here. Okay, this is Bitcoin. I'll cover very, very quickly ES. And on this chart, something happened. So something that, is not very, very important, but in the same time, it's very, very important. And you see what I mean by that. Okay, let's do, okay, it's already like this. So you remember what happened. So up to this point in time, right, the point of control of this high time frame range was actually here. Reaction, right? And you all know I was expecting this area. So let me see if I have that one marked. This high volume node, right, which was around 3,900 give or take area, right? But after that, and if we push this to the current price action, you see the point of control actually moved here, right? So what's that telling me? What's the story there? Well, the story is like this. Point of control here. So a lot of traders are willing to get involved in this area, right? So that is an important area on the chart. Obviously, we are at resistance, so the best trade would be a short. And we've seen the reaction. Now, point of control here, right? So once again, what is this telling me? It's telling me that a lot of traders wants to get involved here. And in this area, we are at support, right? Because we are very, very close to this high volume node, right? SNR flip level. Now it's the point of control, but also we are here. And we do have the golden pocket here. So we are at support. Without this information, without the point of control actually moving here, I would say, and that was my general trading idea, that the price could push just a bit lower. I mean, we've seen what? We've seen in terms of a small front run, we talk about from here to here, that's 0.3, 0.4%. Okay, small front run. But when I've seen this, as I look, this has actually the possibility to hold as support. Other than that, on Friday, we've seen this very, very strong uptrend where we had some horizontal levels, right? Like this daily. And now if we move to, let's say 1 hour, you can see basically starting with this weekly claim, back test, then we move to this daily claimed, then we move to this daily. This is an older daily. this is an older daily, but it is our current resistance. Also, if we pull the fibs, something like this, obviously we're not quite at the golden pocket, but we are very, very close to the 0.5 level. So we are very, very close to the equilibrium of this move. So definitely something to take into consideration. So the next important level, this daily is holding as support, as a resistance, sorry. So this daily is resistance, but if this daily will be claimed, then we do have 0.5, then we move to this monthly, and in this situation, if we enable the golden pocket, we are, you know, somewhere in that area. If not, obviously we do have higher levels. That was a very, very strong trending day, and you can see these levels, for example, this weekly, right? This weekly claimed, price pushing, and so on and so on and so on. So also this daily, I mean, the price pushing through this daily, you know, that's a very nice move to see actually. And like I said, everything started with that, with the point of control moving from here to here. So that's why I like to trade ranges. That's why I like to check the volume. Without this information, my bias would be that, you know, the price could actually push to this level that I had. You know, that was, since the rejection from here, that was the high time frame target. With this information here, one would say, okay, this area could actually hold, and we've seen the push. Doesn't mean that this could not reject from this daily. Like I said, this daily is not a new one, but still holding very good as an SNR flip level. Maybe from here, if we start to see rejection, if we start to see change in market structure, starting with low time frame, moving to from 1, 3, 5 minutes, moving to 15, 1 hour, maybe this is the local top, right? And we do have liquidity, and still this area here, daily high volume node. Again, I would think about this as an area, and that level needs to hold, the bulls needs to hold this area for more upside. But it's really important to understand this kind of moves. Point of control here, rejection. Point of control move here, bounce. So the volume is really, really important when you're trading this kind of moves. Obviously now for a scalper, for a day trade, there are a lot of levels in between, but today, because we just starting a new week, I would like to focus on, you know, what's going on here on the high time frame levels. Let's have a quick look at DXY. DXY, you all know the channel. So the channel for the moment is still holding as support, right? So we've seen this move, then price claimed the channel, and we're still here. So as long as this channel is actually holding as support, one would say more upside is possible, right? Now, we do have a couple of heights here, right? Let's see what's going on there. And if we move to, let's say, 15 minutes, right? We've seen this, we've seen the swing failure pattern, then, you know, price just consolidating somewhere in this area. Currently, my best guess, we bounce from 0.78. That's a good level to trade. Okay, let's put this one. Okay, not quite. Small front run of this. Again, if you are a scalper, a day trader, there are a lot of levels, and you can go really, really in depth with this to find a trade. For me, I'm not trading this pair. I'm just checking this for the inverse correlation with ES, and most important with Bitcoin. But high time frame, I would say, as long as this level is holding as support, I would say more upside is possible. Definitely check what's going on when or if the price will move to this high, and most important, this one. If the price managed to claim this high, then yeah, I would say more upside, or at least another push to the upside is possible. Other than that, like I said, there are a lot of levels here, a lot of levels to trade in between, but I'm not going to go into more details, because that would take quite a bit of time. If something, please write me in the chat in Discord, and then we can have a stream with more details about this trading pair. Okay, Let's see if I have some. Sound is good. Thank you, my friend. Sound is good. Thank you. And bounce from the zero from the very lows. Okay, yeah, that's trend line. Please show me that, because the thing is, I like the trend line, but there are so many ways to actually to pull a trend line. Then you know, I would like to see that on the chart. So if you are in our Discord, please post the chart there, tag me, and I'll give my opinion. Stop loss that is always work despite big impulses. What's the difference? Because a conditional exit strategy and start. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm using Atas. So stop loss, does it always work despite big impulses? Stop loss work. Well, first of all, a stop loss should be always a market order. So when your stop loss is hit, it should work because it is a market order. Now, because it is a market order, there could be some slippage, right? So depending on the volume, depending on the volatility, there could be some slippage. But if it is a market order, and the stop loss should always be a market order, your stop loss will be triggered. Now, like I said, there could be some slippage, but other than that, should be triggered. With the conditional orders, thinking that you're using conditional orders like limit orders. Well, the problem with the limit order is that when it is hit, that would be a limit order, meaning will only buy or sell at that price. If you have enough liquidity, then yes, your order will be filled. But if there is not a lot of liquidity, maybe your order will not be filled. So in this kind of situation, then the stop loss should always be a market order. Yes, you need to pay some fees. Yes, there could be some slippage, but you want to make sure that when your stop loss was hit, that order will be filled and you're out of the position, obviously for a loss. But it is what it is part of the trading. Gala. Gala. Okay, fair enough, Gala. Okay, this is, like I said, this is a very, very good coin. Let me clean the chart just a bit, because this is what I had on Friday. So I was talking about this, right? At the last time we had this, right? So we had this low, which we had a swing failure pattern, and then during the weekend the price took the low again, right? So we need to move this to this section of the chart. Let's put the magnet is on. Cool. So oops, sorry, this one. So we do have here, so that was the low. When you see, I mean, this is exactly what I'm looking on the Bitcoin chart. Give me this on the Bitcoin chart, and I'll be more than happy to trade it. So let's say we do have this. Let's move this one from here to here, right? This is actually a very good example because you see this, the price is trying, we do formal consolidation, and then the price takes this lows. When you see something like this, this is, well, it's not quite a swing failure pattern because it's more of a failed auction. And if we go on, let's say 5 minutes, you see, so it's kind of, the price goes here, right? Back testing the level, kind of SNR flip level, then the price goes once again. Then you see the level claimed, and then we see the push to the upside, right? So it's not a swing failure pattern, but it's more of a failed auction. But other than that, then let's move once again to 1 hour time frame. Okay, this is kind of what I'm looking. This is kind of what I'm looking on the Bitcoin chart. Give me this situation here for this low, together with a touch of this weekly, and I'll be more than happy to trade it. And I mean, the target should be between this daily and this weekly golden pocket there. That would be the actual target for this. This would be a very, very good long, right? So we've seen this, right? So always a swing failure pattern or failed auction, they are fairly easy to trade. And what the price is trying to do right now, because we still have this range, what the price is trying to do right now is to get acceptance back into the value area. Not only the value area, but you can see this section of the chart here, right? acting as support, 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 lost. And now maybe we do have a case where, you know, we do have an SNR flip level here. Another thing that we can do is pull some fibs. Right, let's say this one here. Okay, something like this, give or take. And we need to enable this. So we do have this. If we pull it from here, from the last, so we should be in that area, right? So it really depends how you want to pull it. SNR flip level, right? So if you traded this one, this should be a take profit in my opinion. If the price manage actually to get acceptance in here to claim the value are low and this SNR flip level, let's see if we have some horizontals there. Horizontals. Okay, we do have this daily. Let's see how we do in terms of daily. If we do have some more dailies. Okay, so this is not a new one. Let's move this one here. This is not a new one. I'll keep it there. We do have another one here. Okay, fair enough. And this one here, and this one could go. Okay, so we do have daily here. We do have a daily here. Let's go to weekly to see what's going on here. On the weekly time frame, not so much. Weekly, this is still developing. Let's go on monthly. Monthly, we do have quite a bit of levels. Okay, monthly level here. Boom. And monthly level obviously here. Now, okay, that's fair enough. Let's get back to the levels that we do have on the chart right now. Okay. So if the price, I would say this, if the price manage to claim this level, this SNR flip level that we do have here, get acceptance back into the value of this range, then the next target should be point of control, untapped daily, and definitely we do have liquidity here. So we need to see this daily needs to hold, this daily together with the top of this range, this needs to hold, right, as support. Maybe then we'll see another push to the upside, but that would be what I'm looking for today if I have some time to trade this asset today. Very good levels, very well respected. You know, volume is usually good unless you go crazy with the position size. Other than that, if this daily will be this daily level will be claimed, price get acceptance above the point of control, then yeah, I don't see too many things. Okay, so the golden bucket goes here. Let me put this better. Yeah, so yeah, see no reason if this daily will be claimed and no swing failure pattern here. See no reason to move to this area. You know, weekly, daily, and so on. That is my yeah, very quick TA on this. This should be a take profit 100%. And now we need to see if this daily will hold as support, because this daily was support. Now we need to see what's going on here. If this daily will act as support, then yeah, one would see. And if the price claims this, I see no problem seeing this asset moving to this daily. If the price would get acceptance back below this daily and below back into this range here, I can actually pull. Okay, I need to go to lower time frame because I want to see. Okay, to this and to this, and I have to go to this. Okay. So if the price moves below this daily, get acceptance back in here, yeah, that would be bearish, and that would, you know, would open the possibility for more downside. But for the moment, you know, we're here, and yeah, this is a very nice trade. Give me this on the Bitcoin chart and I'll be more than happy to trade. That would be a very, very nice trading opportunity. Yeah, I would really, really like love this to happen. The price take the low swing failure pattern. Might go to this one, maybe not. That we need to see. It's literally, it's impossible to see, but this one give me this. Yeah, basically the same situation here. Yeah, and I'll be more than happy to trade that one. Okay, so those are all the questions that I have for the moment. I hope everything is clear on this chart. Yeah, if something, message me in Discord. Obviously, we do have our Discord. We have a free section. We have a premium. Do have our Twitter. Our website is live. If you want to use our referral for Bybit, Bybit is our main exchange. Obviously, you get 20% of fees, plus depending on how much money you actually deposit, you can get up to 30k. So that'll be nice. You support the project, and let's see how this day will develop. I know what I want to trade. Right now we're just consolidating, so I don't see like a very, very good trade here. I want to trade here, or I want to trade higher. I would like to trade lower for a long and higher for a short. Let's see how this day and the entire week will develop, and hopefully we will have some decent trading opportunities on the chart. That'll be all for today, and on next Monday, basically we will have, each Monday we'll have a public update. So I'll see you all on Monday, and obviously for the premium levels we do have updates every day. If something, if you want to join our premium levels in Discord, yeah, you can ask for details. We have a lot of things going on. We're still building this project. Everything looks good, but yeah, let's keep an eye on this, and let's see how this week will develop. Until next time, thank you for everything. Cheers and bye bye.